Welcome back to Geek Shuffle and the first edition of Comic Crate. It isn't the first edition of a comic book video. I did the lenticular video, but Comic Crate will be an ongoing video once a month on the channel. I am not sure if it's gonna be a Friday video or if it's gonna be added into the normal rotation on since the channel change. It might be added into the normal rotation of videos. I will see about that. Before we start, I just want to show off the new mat, a new custom mat from AliExpress with some of my favorite Marvel heroes: Psylocke, Black Widow, and Rogue in the usual style for some of the videos on the channel. I really like these custom mats. I think I paid about around $15 for this. No, not $15. Maybe $15 actually with shipping, and again including my mat. I will add a picture, top-down picture of it, so you can see all three images. And by custom, I mean I edited the video in Photoshop. I found the images from one of my favorite artists and made it in Photoshop and uploaded it to the seller. So they printed this. So custom print. It's very nice, and it is the same seller that I used for the Demon Slayer one. And I will try to make a new one, not every month, but maybe every 2 months, if I can continue to find artwork that is decent. It's easy to find artwork that isn't decent, YouTube friendly, but you know what I mean. In this video, I'm gonna show off the comic books I bought in the last month, in June, in this case. And I have another thing I want to show off that I stumbled across on AliExpress. I found a seller that prints custom cards. It is a card opening channel as well. And I stumbled across these Artgerm custom cards in a shiny. They have shiny speckling effects. So these are all Artgerm art cards with a custom background. Some of them is some are special because this is a bit different. I think it's a promo. So they're almost like the ones you open in packs, but with specific artists. And he had other artists, other cards. So if you have something specific you want to collect, well, you don't, because you don't open them, but as an Artgerm collector, as you will see in a bit as well, I found these very interesting. Just for my personal enjoyment, no value as such, and I think they were pretty cheap, $5 maybe. But let's get into the comics. That's why we are here in this video. First off, because free comic book, Marvel free previews. I got this free with one of my orders, so I just want to show that off. So you sometimes get that, and definitely worth. Always free stuff is always cool. And this is the pile we're looking at this month for June. And the first thing I ordered from the US, this one I think. Deadpool, Better Blood, Rob Liefeld and Chet Bowers. Number one. I think this is a mini series, so maybe 4 issues or 5 issues. I can't remember exactly. And I like Deadpool. A lot of people like Deadpool. He became very popular, especially after the movies were somewhat successful. Pretty successful. We're of course looking forward to number 3. And I might buy the rest in the series. Depends. Sometimes I just buy number 1 and see where the rest goes. Number 1 is always the one that, if it becomes successful, number 1 will always be the one that's hardest to get, and you can always buy the others if it becomes successful or it becomes a good series. So I always start with number 1, and then you can pick up the others later if it turns out to be a good series. So Deadpool, Bad of Blood, number 1. Then we have this Joker Uncovered, and I think I only bought this because I needed to. If I buy things from the US, I have to buy, not only the shipping is expensive, but I also have to buy import. I have to pay for import tax, and that is always, shipping is always $10-15, and then import tax is $20, and no matter how expensive things are, so I have to buy a bundle, a bulk order. And because they have made a series where they have made a bunch of uncovered pieces, Joker as a standalone character isn't that interesting to me. A lot of people like him as a standalone character. I like the cover though. It's pretty evil. I like the concept of the cover, so that was why I bought this. And I think I have ordered some of the others uncovered that are releasing in July and August. Then we have this Poison Ivy 13 swimsuit variant. And the only reason I bought this, because I don't collect Poison Ivy, is to add to the pile of swimsuit editions that I will cover in the swimsuit edition video that I will make at a later date. So that is the only reason why I have this. So we won't look at that too long now. Then we have a series that I was a bit late to. So I made a bulk order, and I think I bought these from Germany. Yeah. Rogue and Gambit. And this is a mini series. I think it's 5 issues. I'm not sure if this what version of cover this is. This might be cover A, or one of the standard covers, at least dress cover. Rogue and Gambit miniseries. As again, Rogue is over here. One of my first, I started reading X-Men when I was a kid. It was one of the X-Men and Spider-Man were the only comic books released in my country in a translated version, besides Donald Duck and stuff like that, of course. So I grew up reading X-Men. Never really liked Spider-Man when I was a child. I have grown up to appreciate Spider-Man, of course. But I like X-Men more. I liked them a lot. And Rogue was one of my first crushes in comic book form. Who does not like Rogue? And I really wanted to be Iceman for some reason. I thought Iceman was really, really cool in the comic book, at least. And of course, Gambit is cool as well. So, Rogue and Gambit miniseries, number 1. And we have number 2. And here we have a variant, Peach Momoko variant, which is a very, very popular artist at the moment. Also a very popular artist. And Momoko might be one of the future art books I might cover. It is a very popular art style, but it isn't an art style I personally collect, but I can see the appeal. I definitely can see the appeal. It isn't my personal favorite, but I can see the appeal. It is very whimsical, might be a word. It's very artistic, and I appreciate it, but I don't collect it personally. But I might cover it in an art book in the future. Number 2 and number 3. Also a very, very cool cover. Rogue and Gambit here. And then number 4 and number 5 will probably be in the July crate, I believe. Rogue and Gambit. And then we move into the first Harlequin. I still collect Harlequin. I don't collect everything Harlequin anymore. I did that in a last time I had money to spend. It is a while back. Because they release way too much Harlequin. She is oversaturated. Um, she's very, very popular. She has her own animated series. At the time of recording, they just announced an anime, a Japanese anime with Harlequin, and I'm very much looking forward to that. That's going to be awesome. But I simply can't afford to collect everything they release with Harlequin. It's not in the books. So I pick up what I find cool, what I find interesting, if it fits in my range. I don't collect entire runs of books anymore. This is an awesome cover. A tarot card, The Lovers, Harlequin, Poison Ivy. It was released for DC Pride this year, 2023, number one. And I'm not sure if it supports the cause or monetarily, or if it's just in support of the cause. It doesn't matter. Well, it matters, but we are here to support that cause, of course. But I bought it because of the awesome cover, and for the Harlequin collection. I like the cover a lot. Tarot cards are cool, and the cover is cool. And we continue a bit with Harlequin. Harlequin number 1, 30th anniversary special, and this is an Artgerm cover, which is the reason why I bought this. I think I have other versions of the 30th anniversary that are not Artgerm, but I of course picked this up because I lacked this version of it in the Artgerm variant. So I had to buy it. Had to. the fate of a collector, I guess. Artgerm variant, Harlequin number 1, 30th anniversary. Very awesome. And then we continue in the Artgerm stack, because the rest will be Artgerm. The newly released Loki number 1, female Loki Artgerm variant. Very awesome style of Loki number 1, female Loki. Nothing to complain about here. Definitely very cool. And then we have Storm number 1, Artgerm variant. Also, it helps that they are all number 1s, makes it easy to start a collection in the series if it turns out that series is very good. You never know which series is going to be something that is good in the future. I'm still hunting certain variants, Artgerm variants that are very expensive because they are in good series as well. Storm number 1. And then we have, this is a backlog pickup. Found that in a German store. Earth Mightiest Heroes, Avengers number 64, variant Artgerm. Also cool. And then we have these Power Girl special number 1. Again, an Artgerm variant. And because this is a special, you had the choice of between 10 different variants. But again, Artgerm collector, so that was an easy choice here. Artgerm. This is a $7 book, as you can see on the cover. And then there was a foil Virgin variant, as it's called. Virgin, if you are not into comic books, Virgin is the version if there's no text on the cover. And raw is if it's just the comic like this, and bag and boarded if it's in a bag with the backboard, and a slab if you see it if it's in the plastic hard cases, as you often see if they are graded. some comic terminology there for the people who don't know. If you watch this video, you might know. Who knows? But yeah, the foil cover variant, virgin variant, a bit more expensive. If you pre-order, they are maybe twice the price. But these often quickly increase in price because they are limited run, of course. But very, very awesome foil variant of Power Girl #1 special. It has been a while since Power Girl had her own series, and this might be an indication well, we can hope she gets a new series on gets back in the limelight a bit. And this was the comic crates for June. So let's see how next month. Spoiler for July, it's gonna be big. I found a new source of comics, so who knows? We will see how fast shipping is and stuff, but next month might be big. Thanks for watching. I hope this was interesting for somebody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.